This video is about only be concerned about what you think. You gotta start caring about your own thoughts, feelings, opinions in your life. To find out more, please stay tuned to this video. Welcome to the SCG Show, the home of education entertainment, and please do me a favor, if you really enjoyed this video, smash that like button. I would really appreciate it. In today's modern age, almost everyone and their dog has an opinion on something. YouTubers, such as me, have as much influence almost as anyone else in any field. People are more likely now to watch the opinions and rants of sports fans online than ex-professionals and other pundits. Almost everyone on a social level too now has become some sort of agony aunt or uncle. Just the other day, an obnoxious woman I know decided to start lecturing me about my life and how to live it. The funny thing was, I didn't even ask. She just came out and said it. Do not even get me started on the perils of social media, where you're abused and downright bullied if you don't fit into a certain ideology, certain politics and mindset. Then there are those who are religious and want to abide by their scripture and so on, but cannot feel that they need to just put a modern twist on it and ram it down our throats. And then what about controlling parents, bullying their kids into jobs and careers they hate, and sometimes relationships and marriages too. I repeat myself from the top, almost everyone and their dog has an opinion on something. I'm not against freedom of speech. I'm glad that people are voicing their opinions, which they have and every right to do so. But what I'm concerned about is you and me. What we are taking into our minds, our hearts, our souls, be it positive or negative, what sort of impact is it having? Mentally strong-willed people are naturally more disagreeable than passive and easygoing. I'm like that, and I suppose that's why I'm successful in the work I do, and to a degree why and how you are actually watching this video. If I listened to others and took on board what they said, you wouldn't be watching this video. I would not be where I am in my life right now. I would not be pursuing and chasing the goals that I am. Some food for thought. Not everyone is negative, toxic, and has bad things to say. But even so, you should only be concerned about what you think you want and need. It is your life at the end of the day. No one else's. Let's continue. Here's the first reason to only be concerned about what you think. Most people genuinely are wrong 90% of the time. And those who claim that are never wrong are usually delusional and narcissistic. The idea of perfectionism does not exist, and the pursuit of it is pointless. Meaning, if you genuinely believe you're always right and you're never wrong, well, you're an idiot. And the pursuit of perfection is stupid because ultimately perfection doesn't exist. So where am I going with this? We're all human, we all make mistakes, we're all flawed, we don't have the answer sometimes, we're not perfect. A man I know was so arrogant and thought he was so perfect that his health was in disarray. He was overweight and ate food that gave him issues. He smoked like a chimney, hardly rested, was stressed. He was never the happiest person to be around, always moody, negative. And this unhealthy specimen of a man had the audacity to lecture other people how to eat and get fit, when never once did he even practice what he preached, and he died awfully young, obviously due to health complications. Look, that's an extreme example, but you've got to remember that most people are wrong. You've got to stop pedestaling people thinking that they're better than you because they have material goods such as money. Or maybe they're very attractive, or happen to be very popular. Or worse of all, on the surface, they appear to have their lives in order. No one ever knows what goes on behind closed doors. People assume that I was really happy in a relationship I had a few years back. But the truth was, as I was dating a narcissist, we were fighting all the time. It was so toxic. I was severely unhappy. People were so surprised. Oh my God, I can't believe you've broken up. Because you never knew the truth. So always remember that most people are wrong about most things. Please don't forget to hit the like button if you are enjoying this video. The second reason to only be concerned about what you think is most people are genuinely inexperienced 90% of the time. Not everyone has had a loving relationship that was successful, or is financially stable or independent, or works a job they actually love, or is even emotionally stable, happy, has a thriving business and is making a fortune, or is a very successful investor reaping the benefits, or is a world-class parent with the best, most well-behaved children, is clean and sober, living a healthy life, or is in good shape physically, mentally, either. This, my friend, is the real world we live in, the state of society, etc. When I was much younger, I decided to make the decision to start my own business, to work for myself and be my own boss. I was young, dumb, naive. It was a huge gamble, but I thank my past self for doing so. When it was discovered that I was working for myself, I was criticized by everyone around me. I was told many variants of the following: you're going to fail, you have no idea about business, you're going to lose all your money, you are not a businessman, you are useless at business. At the time when I was genuinely concerned how people saw me and what they thought, I found it hard to stay motivated. But then I looked at the people who said these things to me. Most of them had never run a business in their life, and those that did were utter failures, and sometimes because of their own actions. And most had little to no experience at all in business, in making money, and especially not in the industry and the field that I was getting into and I wanted to grow into. Go figure. People are mostly inexperienced in their knowledge, yet, guess what? They can't wait to share their opinion. Just ignore it. The next reason to only be concerned about what you think is that most people genuinely are foolish. What's a fool? A fool is a person who acts unwisely or is a silly person. Let me ask you some very harsh, brutal questions. Would you take financial advice from a fool? How about dating advice? Health advice? Just overall life advice? If someone had a sign on their head saying, "I'm a fool," would you stop and seriously take on board what they said? I sincerely hope not. If you're new to my content, you may not know that I was a struggling gambling addict for many years. It was utterly foolish and disgraceful of me to do so, and now I'm clean and sober. I remember once going to a pub and meeting a guy called Phil, and I've changed his name for legal reasons. He was a lovely, generous, funny guy, a real laugh to be around. I asked him what he did professionally, but he never really told me. Then one day, he admitted to me. "I'm a professional gambler," he said. My face lit up. Wow, someone into gambling like me. The only difference was he did it for a living, so I wanted to know more about him. He told me how he was making money, he knew how to rig the system, and so on. And like a fool, I believed him and spent years trying to figure out his formula. There is no formula to gambling. It's a big fat lie. The house always wins, you always lose. Always. After becoming sober, I remember once driving and seeing Phil sat on the street crying outside a betting shop. I pulled over to ask if he was okay, to which he admitted to me, "I lied. There is no secret to gambling. I've lost every penny I have." Now update, Phil has now sought help and I'm pleased to say has been sober for over a year. Most people are foolish. That is why you must ignore what they think about you, and especially what they say. As I look back at all the daft, foolish, hypocritical, counterproductive, stupid, negative, toxic, and ineffective advice and opinions that has been given to me over the years, I have come to the following simple conclusion that maybe you should take on board. Make your own path in life. Take advice, even the ones that you do not get, with a pinch of salt. You alone know what suits your needs, your wants, your business, your job, your feelings, etc. I knew I was going to be alright in business for myself, so I decided to ignore what others said and only focus on my own self-belief. The same with dating. There is so much crap out there when it comes to how to seduce a woman, how to seduce a guy, how to get them married to you, how to have a relationship, whatever. Now I just do what I believe works for me. I found out on my own accord, and if it works, I double down on it, and so on and so forth. It's the same with the SCG Show YouTube and blog. I had absolutely no idea how to run, build, and manage a blog when I started in 2019. The same with this very YouTube channel. Again, I had no idea how to record, edit, post, script, buy a microphone, connect it, and so on. Yet here you are watching this video. So it clearly works out in the end, especially if you go on and make your own path, and ultimately only truly, really concern yourself with your own thoughts, your own feelings, your own experiences and opinions. Not, and possibly in some cases, never others. Hey, thanks for watching. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you enjoyed this video, here's some more content you might be interested in.